Welcome to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Thank you for joining us for another segment. In this segment, we're going to be speaking with Dr. Vivek Lal. He's joining us here as CEO and founder of ResBiotic. He's going to talk about the first of its kind supplement that can target the gut-lung axis with clinically validated probiotic strains and bioactive botanicals. Welcome to Health Professional Radio, Dr. Vivek Lal. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil, for inviting me here.
What is your area of expertise?
Yes, so I'm a physician scientist by background. I'm a pediatric ICU physician and a pulmonary biologist by research training.
And was that your first love when you went into medicine research?
Yeah, so when I went to medicine, I went with the intention of making an impact and soon realized to make widespread impact, you need to do research and solve bigger problems at a global scale. And that's how I got into research. And then soon realized you need to have some avenues to bring your research to the general population. And that's how, commercialized our research into launching ResBiotic.
So how did ResBiotic actually come about? Was it over several months or years?
Yeah, it's been a long process. So over the last decade, us at University of Alabama and several other colleagues from other major research universities have been studying the role of microbiome as it relates to lung health. Over the course of last several years, our studies have led to development of tested proprietary probiotic strains that target specifically the gut-lung axis. These strains have been tested independently, as a blend, and in combination with some potent bioactive botanicals. And using them, we have developed an optimal formulation that supports the lung structure and function in humans.
The gut-lung axis, is that a term referring to how those two organ systems work together or independently, or what exactly is the gut-lung axis?
That's a great question, Neil. And every breathing movement we take, there's constant crosstalk happening between the cells of our gut and cells in the lungs. So this communication channel is called the gut-lung axis. The gut microbiome, the gut is inhabited by several microbes which communicate any local metabolites or any bacterial changes throughout the rest of the body, including to the lungs. And this is the gut-lung axis. Our probiotic bacteria, including, the lactobacillus-based strains in our product, produces molecules that send anti-inflammatory systemic signals to support a healthy and diverse, lung molecular signaling. What is interesting is, through the gut-lung axis, probiotic bacteria can not only support digestion or immune function, they can actually support lung function, which is a little counterintuitive, but it is scientifically proven.
Now, I heard you mention some of your developing products at ResBiotic. One of your compounds is ResB Lung Support. What is that and what does it do?
So ResB Lung Support is a high-potency probiotic supplement which specifically targets the gut-lung axis. And this is a combination of clinically studied probiotic strains and some bioactive botanicals, including turmeric, holy basil, and wasaka leaf. So our probiotic strains is a combination of 3 lactobacilli-based strains and the botanical herbs. These are ancient botanical herbs which have been proven for their anti-inflammatory, bronchodilatory, and antioxidant effects.
Are there similar compounds, and if so, what makes ResB Lung Support different?
As a matter of fact, ResB Lung Support is the first science-backed probiotic for lungs as far as we know. Because we use a proprietary blend of probiotics and bioactive botanicals to create this. And this is based on years of published research, in the past. And currently we are doing several other product studies to demonstrate clinical effects. We are creating a new class of probiotics in ResBiotic, which is developed by leading physician scientists and based on decades of research at a major research university. And our scientific team comprises of renowned physician scientists and advisors that advise on research pipeline and help us create this microbiome-based product for lung health.
Now, recently, a conference was held, the Digestive Disease Week, the annual conference. Was some of this data that you're talking about presented at that conference?
Yes. So we were glad to be selected for a presentation at Digestive Week, where we presented our findings when we investigated the effects of oral administration of ResBiotic lung support and how it positively impacts the lung health by reducing inflammation and damage induced by bacterial imbalance. So we presented some of our in vitro studies and in vivo studies, which showed a decrease in MMP9, which is a protease which causes inflammation and is associated with tissue damage and neutrophilic inflammation. In addition, we presented data around how ResBiotic lung support improves the lung structure and function in animal models.
Do you think that this is going to greatly advance the research into the gut-lung axis, just the results?
So research from Restbiotic on the gut-lung axis complements the wealth of established science into the gut-lung axis, which has proven the gut microbiome can significantly improve our lung health and disease. So we are building and advancing our research and innovation that supplements lung health as the next frontier of microbiome science. The effect of ResBiotic lung support in healthy people, smokers, and people with asthma has been just studied in our recently concluded clinical trial. And in our subsequent trials, we are looking at quality of life in patients with COPD, that is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, cystic fibrosis, non-cystic fibrosis bronchiectasis, and in patients with pneumonia.
So I guess it's safe to assume that you feel that physicians should be recommending ResBiotic lung support to their patients.
Well, in this day and age, lung health is a top priority. Lung disease, especially after COVID, has become a leading cause of death in our country. And according to American Lung Association, COVID-related infections have become a leading cause of death. Hence, it's important to start thinking about the importance of everyday lung health. And new innovative solutions such as ResBiotic lung support are important to include in daily routine to reduce inflammation in the lungs. In the last 5 years or so, people have demanded more rigorous scientific validation and more innovative solutions for any kind of health supplements. And we have created something which defies the status quo and provides the first and only clinically validated probiotic formulation that goes beyond the gut to help people with immune function, digestion, and in addition, respiratory health.
Well, doctor, give us a website where we can learn a lot more about Restbiotic.
Yes, so our website is Restbiotic.com, ResBiotic.com. Our website has a lot of information on the science behind Restbiotic and the product formulation and the rigorous manufacturing procedures that we follow to bring Restbiotic to our customers.
Dr. Lal, I appreciate you spending time with us here on Health Professional Radio and giving us this information. Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome, and the pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You've been listening to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard, in conversation with Dr. Vivek Lal, CEO and founder of Restbiotic. Audio copies of this program are available at hpr.fm and healthprofessionalradio.com.au. You can also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, listen in, download at SoundCloud, and be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/healthprofessionalradio.